I think it's discrimination.
It's discrimination. So should I call 311 and report the business? Because this is human rights, right? Human rights violation, right?
We're not leaving without eating?
We're not leaving. 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 We're not leaving without eating. 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 Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. We're not leaving without eating. 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 We're not leaving.
We want to eat. We're hungry. We're Americans. Guys, guys, I have eaten all day. No segregation here.
You just can't sit and eat. You just can't sit and eat.
All you have to do is feed me, I'll eat, and then we'll all leave. That's simple.
He came to harass many of my coworkers, so that is a horrible plight for y'all movement.
We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving.
Right. Civil rights.
This is exactly what happened in civil rights.
I'm black too. I'm black too. I'm black too.
But it's discrimination.
There is no correlation, and that's not equal on no
Why is it not the
level.
same?
Why is it the same?
Because you're excluding people based on something they put in their body.
So people being excluded from eating is hold on.
Most black people are not vaccinated. It's so
How many
wrong
black
for the
people
black
do you
people.
know? How many people do you
I used to
know?
work for Al Sharpton. I used to work for Al Sharpton. I know a lot of black people.
How many people are you with on a daily basis?
My boyfriend's black.
What does that mean?
I'm just saying.
Does that make you a better person?
It does, but you're saying I
Does that
don't
make
know
you a
black
better
people.
person? I didn't say anything. I asked you.
But I'm black.
We're not taking an
You want to talk
experiment.
about people just like black people?
I talk to y'all.
We're black. I'm not getting vaccinated.
So what's y'all personal problem?
I don't want to get vaccinated.
Sure. So what does that have to do with me and my workplace?
So now that you're not allowing us to buy it.
It's not. We're not allowing anyone to buy.
It's your bosses.
You cannot sit down and eat after you purchase because people wanted to go out when we were supposed to be quarantined and people wanted to go out and party and not stay less than 10 people when whatever the mandate was. This is what they pushed it to. I don't agree with it. I had to get forced to get vaccinated. I don't agree with it. But look what y'all doing. This man came into my restaurant 2 weeks ago and called 16 and 17-year-old girls bitches because what? Because he's angry that someone else had to show vaccination proof.
Okay. So here's the thing. No one can
bro.
force you to do anything.
Yes, no
This
one
is the
can.
problem.
I got forced. It was against
But
my
I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna lose my job on Friday. You understand that? Because I'm not getting vaccinated.
And you should sue.
I don't need to sue. That's cool.
You already got vaccinated.
Y'all not me suing, not paying my rent.
Okay, but here's the thing. No, hold on.
No, look at this, bro.
Us consenting to this and us to continue to comply is not gonna stop. Do you understand
They're
that?
gonna come
But
after
that
your
doesn't.
kids.
So what you're doing right now is just stopping my coworkers and us from working. So now if my GM comes and says shut this store down and we can't work and I can't pay my rent, did you feel like your point was
Well,
proved?
yeah.
Is
Well,
your point proved?
listen.
Hold on. This white man, and I don't care about color. I don't the see color thing. It's cool. The white man came here and he tried to compare us not allowing people to eat because they're not vaccinated, which is the city mandate, which is not nobody here's personal choice, to being on the back of a bus.
It's true.
If I was not at work and I wasn't a grown man, I wasn't as professional and as logical as I was, I would take that as an offense.
So if I said it, would you take offense to it? Because I
It's
feel like
ignorant, yes, I would take
it's
offense
not
to it.
ignorant because that's how it started.
How?
Do you understand that black people are not allowed to go inside restaurants? Now it's the same
We
thing.
weren't allowed to do a
based
lot
by
of things.
vaccination
We didn't
status.
have plain civil rights.
But that's the same thing
We
that
have
they're doing
plain
now.
civil rights.
But you don't think that getting me fired on Friday's my last day at work? I work in the school system. You don't think that's the same thing?
I would have got fired too. I don't agree with it. But in the same sense, all right, I had to weigh my options out. Do not have a job, don't pay my rent over the street, or take this vaccination, which I disagree with.
Okay.
And maintain my job to pay my bills. I had to do what was the best interest for me and my family.
I know. You guys get vaccinated? I know. But for us, you know, when we get called, we have to respond.
No, you're responding and you're responding appropriately.
Yeah, I
But
can't.
this is against
I know. But in no way can I ever, you know, force them to serve in no way. That I can never do that. You know what I mean? And I understand your position. I completely do. I'm not allowed to give a position vocally, obviously, when I'm in uniform. But I'm going to talk to them, see how they want to proceed here. And I'll tell you the truth, they're most likely going to ask me to ask you to leave, which is within their right. And then hopefully, like respectfully, I would come and ask you guys, you know, nicely to leave because they asked. And I would love it if you guys could comply with that. And I know, and listen, I understand why you're here. And, you know, yeah, I know.
We're big, I mean, this is the problem. We're big supporters of the police department. We're doing this largely. I'm telling you right now, cops have said to me what the protest groups can do. They're coming after us. Your unions are suing. And the bottom line is, listen, we're going to be intimidating the rest to leave. What I'm asking you to do is just search your conscience, because without you, de Blasio can't do it.
I know.
So when you search your conscience, no, listen, we're going to respect. Please, I'm just begging you, search your conscience. Without you, de Blasio can't do it.
My advice would be go to a business that doesn't give you this type of a problem.
No,
and support those businesses.
Again, so
you know what I mean?
We're going to do that.
I know. I understand. Like I said, I know your position, and I know, and I completely agree with you.
Everybody who's hearing this ought to fight for their rights, to understand that our government is not there to just tell us what we can do and what we can't do. Our government is there to protect our God-given civil rights, the rights that we were born with. Our government is there to protect them. Any government that doesn't protect them, as far as I'm concerned, is a tyranny.
Please exit the restaurant. You're disturbing our business, you're recording minors. We just want everybody out of here. That's it. Thank you.
Now that he's asked in my presence, I'm also going to ask if we can all kindly exit the store. If you guys want to have a further conversation outside, I'm glad to do that. But at this time, I kindly ask you guys to leave. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the cooperation.
Why would minors require someone to leave? They're recording minors. Oh, they're recording.
Folks, I kindly ask if we could exit. The manager of the store has kindly asked that everybody, except for workers, to leave the store at this time.
Not knowing the temperature and the volume and they don't know how they can.
I think that the conversation was needed. We didn't agree with certain points, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna go home tonight. He's gonna think about that. Apparently, he told us that he agrees with us, and he felt forced to get the vaccine. And this is what people need to understand. If you feel forced to do something, then something is not right. And what we want people to understand, we're not against them. Like, we had no intentions of trying to disrupt their workplace, but we want to send them out the message that we are on one side. Whether you took the vaccine or not, they need to understand that they're targeting us, not the unvaccinated. But soon enough, they'll target them once they decide not to get booster shots and things of that nature. It is similar to the civil rights movement. He doesn't understand that. But if I'm not equal to the vaccinated person, then yeah, it's discrimination all over again. Except that it's not by race or religion, but based on vaccination status, and it needs to stop. Whose choice? My choice. Whose body? My body. Whose choice? Your 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 choice.
You together?
Yeah, all of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna need, can you wait for me because I need to check, you're gonna have a table for dinner?
Yeah. What is it that you need to check?
The vaccine. NYPD.
Why?
That's the city.
It's a mandate, it's not the law.
Check the sign in front.
Yeah, but it says free of discrimination. The sign, you want me to go read it? It says, I'm free of harassment and discrimination. Where's the sign? Where's the sign? The blue sign. Where is it?
We're helping.
He said he needs to shake our... No, I'm not talking about that one. The blue sign says...
Oh, this one.
It says, you have a right to be free from discrimination or harassment from businesses such as gym and restaurants. That's what it says here. So...
Need a vaccine.
This is a very
And the ID
simple
card.
thing. The city is actually requesting that you
Eso son los
enforce this.
primeros.
They have no right whatsoever to enforce this if you don't do this. If you enforce this, this is your responsibility. This is your responsibility. The city cannot enforce this. It is the private restaurant's business. It is the private restaurant's
I just
business.
work here. I just do my job.
I know that you just work here, but
ahí lo dice en la puerta.
without you.
Libre de discriminación y acoso. Ahí lo dice en la puerta. Entonces,
You-
si
bueno,
no me
que yo
dejan
voy
entrar
por-
por la vacuna es discriminación, ¿no? Aquí lo dice en la puerta. Si quieres lo puedes leer. No, quieres leerlo. Aquí lo dice. Free of discrimination. So that is discrimination.
Eso es discriminación.
It's right here. It's right
Listen,
here.
we got 25 people that want to eat.
So no quiere negocio. No
Just let us come in and
¿No
eat.
lo va a dejar entrar? Wow, okay. It says so right here. It says so right here.
I think we gotta
You have the right to be free from discrimination or harassment from businesses such as gym and restaurants. So wouldn't that be medical discrimination? I can't eat because I'm not
I
vaccinated.
think it's medical discrimination.
It's discrimination. So should I call 311 and report the business? Because this is human rights, right? Human rights violation, right?
We're not leaving without eating?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah? Let's do it. Go ahead, go ahead.
Let's go sit. We're gonna go sit down.
I would say start
En la puerta lo dice, libre de discriminación. Y eso sería discriminación médica.
we're not leaving without eating.
We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating.
Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right. Dinner on a Wednesday night shouldn't be a civil right.
We're not leaving without eating.
We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating.
We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating.
They can't enforce this without you. This is your responsibility to stand up against tyranny.
Any translate?
We're not leaving without eating.
We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. We're not leaving without eating. A bowl of rice and beans. 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 A bowl of rice and beans.
We are hungry.
We are hungry. want guacamole. A bowl of rice and beans. I like that. A bowl of rice and beans. A bowl of rice and beans.
Want some guacamole?
Guys, wait, guys.
Not hard.
Clear the doorway. Clear the doorway. Come on. Clear the doorway.
If we could just sit and eat,
Clear
it
the
wouldn't be a
doorway. You gotta
problem.
clear the doorway.
You know? I know, we don't want trouble either. We just want to eat.
Wait for me on the side. No.
Pero pasó anoche, and it says on the thing, discrimination, right? And harassment. So if I cannot go in because of my vaccination status, that will be considered medical discrimination. We want to eat. It's not about me liking the restaurant, so do you understand where this is going? You cannot be discriminated. It says so on the thing. It says so on it. Discrimination. It's medical discrimination. It's medical apartheid. I'm not understanding. So I can't eat if I'm not vaccinated.
You don't block the entrance.
I'm not blocking the
But why can't we go inside? What law is being broken right now?
He doesn't want to serve you, then
Well, what law is being broken? What law is being broken?
to a civil court if you want, do whatever you want to do.
Wow, what laws are being broken now? Why were the cops called? What laws are being broken? And this hypocrite wasn't even wearing a mask. He wasn't even wearing a mask. You guys are not even wearing a mask either. You guys can't. That's my take.
How are you? Okay.
I support law enforcement. I back the law. But when you guys are doing this kind of stuff, cops like you guys, I will never support. But I back law enforcement, by the way. We do. We have done protests and law enforcement.
You need to do your homework. Know what you're saying.
When they start coming for your families, they see what y'all gonna do.
And by the way, Martin Luther King said that.
Too much history here to be on the wrong side of
Bill de
history.
Blasio. His real name is Warren Wilhelm.
Tuskegee! 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 Tuskegee!
My scan.
I want to bring kids how to breathe. I have to follow him. What patient?
How will they know you're vaccinated or not?
Because I want to be honest with them.
Being honest by discriminating.
You really wouldn't feed us. We're like hungry and we want to.
Sit outside. Absolutely.
No, we'd like to sit inside. Like, you know.
And what about December? Are you going to put us outside?
Right. December's going to be cold. And if you're not going to have these little, you're not having catamaran.
I don't know if you want to do it. Maybe in a second. What do you want to do?
We're not leaving without eating.
No, I don't feel like doing. Wow, so you're just gonna kick us out? Yeah. So if they said don't allow black people to come inside the restaurant, you would do it too. It's the law, right? You would do it too, right?
That's what the Nazis
You would do it too, right? So you say yes. No, you said you would do it.
What about Jewish?
No, let's not get one at a time, please. So you would do it. They said don't allow people Mexican color. No, you would do it basically. If you're gonna do one type of segregation, which is medical, then you would agree. If they told you it's the law and you were scared to lose business, you would not allow me to come in because of my skin color. No, you would do it. You would do it. And they were following the rules too when they had segregation. Jim Crow, it was the rules too. It was legal. Slavery was legal.
Hepatitis.
Slavery was legal too, right?
HIV. You're gonna do that too?
Do you want to know what kind of birth control I'm on?
No. We're not. We want you guys to understand. I want to give you guys business, but you have no right to discriminate. I understand you guys are being put in a weird predicament, but you need to understand it's a mandate. It's not the law. De Blasio, who was the one that shut you guys down, not us, the people. I didn't shut you guys down. If anything, I wanted businesses to stay operating the whole time during the lockdown, because I understand. We're not helping. I want to give you business, so I'm being told that I can't eat.
We were the ones who actually were supporting you during the lockdowns, not the people who
What do you think?
were afraid. Right now we're in the middle of service.
What do you think would happen if you had us sit and eat? What would happen to you if you fed us?
We're going to need to leave.
If you did.
Are you the owner?
No, I run the place.
You're the manager?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you understand what's happening here? I mean, you're basically discriminating possibly against medical exemptions, religious exemptions.
following
That's
the- I'm following the
That
law.
would actually make you personally liable. If anybody wanted to do a civil suit against you, that's like, you know what I'm saying?
They're
I'm
putting
just
you
telling
guys
you the
against the
facts,
wall.
that's all.
You're
I'm
saying you
not-
don't
I'm
want to
not-
support your business, right?
Yeah.
But a mandate, there's a difference
I'm
between
following
a
the
mandate.
law.
No, there's a difference
it's
between a
not the
mandate
law.
and the law. So if the law said, and I'm going to use an example, that I can't go in because I'm black, you will follow that law too? If there was a law for that?
There is no law.
No,
not
but
the
before
law.
there used to be Jim Crow law, right? So you're saying you just follow laws, right? But it's a law and a mandate are two different things.
My guests expect that we're going to follow law when it
Okay.
comes to vaccines.
So I have no right over my
Right. But
So
look
I
at
have
us.
no right over my
We're giving
individual
your
rights.
guests and support your business
So I have
too.
no right over individual rights because someone else wants me to do something to my body.
Do you mind if I speak to you here?
Yeah, I see a flash.
Absolutely. So what's the issue?
Can I put my friends like we typically used to
Folks,
do?
you're absolutely allowed to record, but can I please have some space?
Sure, of course. Like normal, like, you know, you're a human being, you have money, you want to go eat, have drinks for your friends, when those have been broken.
Okay. Listen, in terms of laws, I'm not here to arrest anyone for,
Okay.
you know, mask mandate or any of that stuff.
Okay.
I'm not arresting anyone. If the restaurant doesn't want to serve someone, that's their given right. They don't have to serve someone for, you know, when you see a restaurant that says no shoes, no shoes, no shirt, no service.
Okay.
They don't have to serve anyone who's unvaccinated or unmasked or whatever. That doesn't mean you can't go somewhere else and serve. I mean, if that's their choice, that's their choice.
No public accommodation or 1964 Civil Rights Act. Because here's the thing.
Listen, I'm not arguing with you.
No, I'm not trying to argue. Where it says that you have to show your vaccination, it says on it, you have the rights to be free from discrimination and harassment, right? So technically, if I'm being told that I cannot eat because I'm not vaccinated, that will be considered medical discrimination. Apartheid. Yes, medical discrimination.
No, you have a valid point. Honestly, this is a matter that I would take up with court of law in terms of lawsuits. So I would do personally. I mean, that's just my opinion to you. If they don't want to serve you because you're unvaccinated or you're not showing your vaccination request, me personally, if I was in that situation, I would just go somewhere else because they're not worth my money.
That's kind of true, but then if this continues, I mean, I'm already out of a job and fight. I work in the school system. Next thing you know, like if we go back to Jim Crow laws, it's gonna be okay because I just don't understand. Like, where are we gonna leave? I'm not saying it to you because
I understand. No, listen, I totally understand. You're using me as a soundboard. I get it. I'm not taking it personally.
So where is this gonna lead? Next thing you know, I won't be able to go to the supermarket, and then they're gonna call the cops. Oh, unvaccinated person, you cannot go shop at the supermarket. So what will we do next? Will we get arrested too? Like soon enough? I mean, I don't understand. Where are we gonna?
I understand your frustration. I hear it a lot every single day. People are frustrated with the way things are going and the direction they're going, and they have fear for the future of what's going on. As of right now, unless something in the restaurant was broken that you guys did, which I haven't been informed by. All I was informed by is that the staff does not want you here because of their policies. But there's no, as far as I know, no crime has been committed. I'm not placing anyone under arrest. I'm not issuing anyone a summons because as right now, there's no criminal law. Right now, it's just the restaurant does not want you here. So on behalf of the restaurant, I have to ask you to leave. You know, that's the extent I can do.
What would happen if we did? Would we get arrested?
I mean, technically, it would be criminal trespass, but I would like
but
to.
Isn't it a public accommodation too?
I would like to not go that route for something like that.
I understand, of course. Absolutely.
So,
But it's not criminal. It's only going to escalate.
Mandate.
Officer, is that a criminal? Is that criminal?
well, if you're, well, being in a place unlawfully is a crime. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to lock anyone up because they're refusing to leave. I would like to just do this in a civil manner. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I said, I understand everyone's frustration here. You're all here for the same reason. You know, you're all upset because of the rules that this restaurant's establishment. Like I said, if I was in your position, it wouldn't be worth my money. I wouldn't want to go there.
Yeah, but if we let them go with it, if this one does it and we move to another one and we move to another one, that means that's how it's going to, that's the climate now.
The entire night.
That's a segregation will bring separation, and then they're going to feel that's them, and they don't want us, and they want us. So they will show, oh, these are the better guys, and these are the worst guys, and we're going back. We're not going forward in the 21st century. We're going backwards. What we're trying to do is stop this
and
uphold the Constitution. Uphold the Constitution.
Okay. Can I excuse myself for 1 minute?
Yes, sir.
Speak with the
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, officer. They will this way. You can't be right.
So basically, here's the situation. The police are dependent upon the individual businesses to ask them to have us leave. So what that is we're not being evicted for not being vaccinated. We're being evicted for trespassing, which is coming from the business, not from the city. If the business themselves doesn't ask us to leave, the police will not evict us. So what's happening right now is there is Warren Wilhelm, which is Bill de Blasio's real name, is actually conducting an operation where he's turning the restaurants against their customers. Because if the restaurant does not demand you leave, the cops cannot ask you to leave. Right? So basically, we were not asked to leave because we have not been vaccinated. We were asked to leave because the businesses were telling the cops to have us leave. And it's a very big distinction because what's starting to happen now is the citizenry is turning on the people. And this is part of a co-opted psychological operation. We saw this coming from the beginning. This shot was made in record time. It was ready 3 days after the election was over. Everybody knew this was going to happen when it was coming. This was planned. They want to see how much the citizenry will take it. And at the end of the story, we are being discriminated against by our fellow businesses. And I would respect any business's wish to not eat at their place if they didn't have that sign up. But that sign is a psychological mechanism that is there to turn the citizenry against this people. History will judge us on this. This is, over a course in time, people will be wounded. People will not want to take these shots anymore. Right now, people are being forced to take upwards of, they want them to take booster shots and booster shots and booster shots. Eventually, the consequences of this will come to light. And when it does, people will wish that they refuse to leave now. We have conducted peaceful experiences. And when the police said to us, listen, you're trespassing, it was told to us very clearly, it has nothing to do with the mandate. The private business has asked you to leave.
Our social media accounts are getting blocked. People have gotten fired from jobs because of their political views. People are getting fired because if they're making decisions from their own body. I'm getting my last day in the school system is this Friday. Next thing you know, they're gonna tell me, hey, you can't go at the supermarket to buy food. It's gonna get real ugly because people like us, we're gonna have to fight. Unfortunately, I don't want it to get to that point, but you can't. I'm already losing a lot. Like you can't stop people from eating, and people have, families to feed. I don't have any children, but I know that eventually human nature has shown us that once people start to get hungry and once people are being put like against the wall, I'm afraid it's going to get bloody. I don't want it to get to that point.
How do you feel about the interactions that you had with people who were eating at the restaurants and while you guys were in the restaurants protesting?
Well, honestly, it got me a little bit sad because like I said, the mainstream media has done a very good job as making us look like the bad people. And they're using us as the scapegoat. I want people to understand, like I said it numerous times, if you took the vaccine, I don't have an issue with you. My parents got vaccinated. My employers have co-workers and friends. We're not against you. What we're fighting against is that we need to have the right to do whatever we want to. You got the vaccine because you wanted to get it. I should have the right to choose, right? So it saddens me because people don't understand where we're coming from and then think that we're the ones spreading a virus. And it's like it's going back to Nazi Germany when they said that the Jews were diseased, or when they used to say that black people were dirty or inferior or dumb, or we had to sit at the back of the bus. It gets me pretty sad because I want people to understand like we can have different choices, but at the same time we need to have the right to be free. And if we don't have control with that, then we're nothing but slaves. And unfortunately, people are siding with our own oppressors, which is the 1% elite. instead of us joining forces and being like, okay, well, you did this, you did that, but we still gonna come in and respect each other's opinions. So it got me kind of sad because people don't understand. Even when we're trying to have like a dialogue and be like human and trying to relate to them, they see us as the enemy when it shouldn't be that way, in my opinion.